7:30 on a Tuesday means the man is stopping by. Best coach in college football. Tigers 2020 edition began yesterday. Fourth quarter program got going. Got a little football school today, and Ed Orgeron joining us here to start his Tuesday morning. Coach O, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, guys. Great to be on the show.
Yes, sir. Let's start. I said that the mound freaked you out on Friday night. I thought you crushed everything but the pitch. Take me to the box on Friday night. Tell me about it.
Man, I loved it. They had that beautiful gold jersey. Coach Maneri and his staff was wonderful for me. Me and my wife was very well welcomed. I loved it. I was a little nervous before, to be honest with you. I practiced in the indoor arena, me and Earl, and I was excited to go out there. The crowd got me pumped up, but Mo saved me. I kind of bounced it right before the plate, but hey, that's a football coach and not a pitcher. But I loved it. I loved really talking to the team. I like seeing the fire in their eyes. Kelly and I had some great seats, man, and to see how past those pitchers pitched that football, and what a great team Coach Maneri has. I was really impressed with the crowd and his football and his baseball team and the way he coaches.
Coach, I too have bounced a first pitch. It was a softball, not a baseball. But you just gotta do what I do. Just spin it and just say you were throwing a sinker. You're trying to get him to chase. The batter swung.
Do a spitball.
Yeah, spitball. There you go. The batter swung. That's a strike, Coach.
Right.
You're good. Hey, you mentioned the team responded to you. It looked like you had a little football juice when you got in that huddle and did the kick-ass breakdown. Were the boys fired up when you got in that huddle?
I think so. I liked it, man. And sure, it's been a while. I got in the huddle right there with the players. The crowd pumped me up. I was pumped up to talk to them, and I thought they responded very well. Coach has a well-coached baseball team. I see these guys all the time. In fact, one of the Bianco boys grew up with Parker and Cody in Oxford, and we're very good friends with him. Was texting his mama as we had the game and how proud we are of him and to see the great young man he's grown up to be.
Coach, one thing about your workplace is it seems like the camaraderie between all coaches, whether it's Beth Torina, who I saw at the national championship supporting you guys, or you going out to throw the first pitch with Coach Paul Maneri and the LSU baseball teams, it seems like the athletic department as a whole right now is really tight as far as supporting each other's program goes.
One team, one heartbeat. I wish the basketball team all the luck in the world tonight. Big game against Kentucky. I think that those guys are very well coached and they're going to compete. And I think they can win the game tonight. So I'm pulling for them. I pull for all the sports. And Scott Woodward has done a tremendous job of leading this program since he's become the athletic director. He's been phenomenal from day one.
The fan base will ride the wave of 2019 all the way up until September 1st when you guys kick off 2020. But you got to get your football team prepared for the season, and that really began yesterday. Tell me about the fourth quarter and day one.
Really the foundation. Foundation to start, about fundamentals, about doing things right. About taking commands under pressure, under duress. The guys got tired. They did make some mistakes, but I thought for the first day, there's tremendous energy, tremendous coaching from our staff. Everybody was on the same page. Organization, details, just like we know how to do, and we hit the ground running. But we got some work to do, and we off the wave. This is the new year. Last year is the past, and we always only focusing on 2020 now.
Is that a tough message to preach to this group? I mean, yeah, I bet.
Here's what happens. I think it helps. It helps on one hand. It hurts on another. We lost a lot of players. I think if you had the same players coming back, those guys could maybe get complacent. I don't think that group would, but you'd expect a little complacency because they didn't. This is a new group. We got a new quarterback. We got a new offensive line. We got some new guys in some new positions. So they're hungry. They're hungry to prove themselves. So I think the youth and the inexperience is going to help us as far as our hunger and determination.
Yeah, and so there's going to be a lot of new players and some new coaches as well. And for those that don't know, fourth quarter, very much you get to spend time with coaches. They run all the different drills. How are the new faces? Coach Pelini, Linehan, how's everybody fitting in?
Fantastic. Great camaraderie. Coach Linehan has brought a lot of experience. I was talking to the coaches yesterday how well he's blending in. It's been a perfect hire. Bo's been a game changer for us. He's handling the defense. It's a 4-3 attack defense. Obviously, he knows his defense like the back of his hands. You know, the thing Bo's done is brought his defense closer to him. He's an enthusiastic guy. He's very approachable. And you know, T-Bob, you played for him. Our players love him already. He's going to bring a lot of fire to our football team.
Yeah, so you mentioned the words enthusiastic, fire. It's very much Coach Pelini. And during fourth quarter, like you show that. I mean, the coaches get after your ass a little bit. How are the boys responding to Pelini's style?
Yeah, they like it. They expect it, and it's a motivational style. And if they're doing it right, you know, he'll pat them on the butt. If they're not doing it right, he'll correct them, just the way coaching ought to be. But you know what? I do believe this. That these players know that we care about them first. Number one. Number two, they know we have the knowledge to get them where they want to go.
Yeah, and look, that's all you want out of your coach. Like, can I trust him that if I do what he says, I know it's going to work out for me. Talking to Coach Ed Orgeron, LSU head football coach here and off the bench. What about as spring ball's right around the corner? It's kind of crazy how fast everything moves. What is priority one for y'all heading into spring?
You know, establish the LSU standard of performance in practice. And how we practice, how we do things from day one. And that started yesterday in the fourth quarter, and to be able to build on that and to understand that this is a new team. There's different ways to win a football game. Last year, we were dominant on offense, dominant quarterback play, dominant running back play, dominant offensive line, wide receiver play, phenomenal. I'm not saying we will or we won't be that way on offense, but the matter is to win the football game. I do believe we can be better on defense. I do believe we can be better on special teams, and we have to improve in those areas and continue to improve on offense.
Coach, T-Bob brought up the schedule, and you guys begin spring practice in a couple of weeks. And as soon as the national championship game was over, you were in a living room on Monday morning recruiting. I mean, you never stopped. How much relief has this new schedule with February being a recruiting dead period given you and your staff an opportunity to kind of recharge?
Yeah, this has helped. And really, on Fridays, the staff is off afternoon. So we really have a 2.5-day weekend now. You know, I've been talking to clinics and doing things, but I can't stay still for a second anyway. But it's been good, and it's been good to. I think it gives the recruits a break too. That their mamas and daddies are not driving them every weekend, so it gives them a little period, give the coaches a little period to get their thoughts together, and it gives the recruits a little period to get their thoughts together. Because come March, it's going to be spring ball. Recruiting weekends every weekend, March, April, May, and June, until we go on vacation in the summer. So much needed break, but we'll be fresh when March comes around.
Coach, it looks like the NFL draft is going to be the LSU Invitational this season. How do you use that? How do you use that to kind of promote your program? That's going to be great 3 days of just being in the spotlight for you guys.
Yeah, Derek Panaski's going to have that tweeting machine burning. And we're going to promote as much as we can. And obviously, you know, the proof's in the pudding. The guys just have to be themselves. And I know Joe and Clyde and all those guys are going to handle themselves well, kill them out of chest off. They're going to handle themselves well in pro day. They're going to handle themselves well in combine. And we expect them to continue to do the right thing, just like they did at LSU.
One of the things that coaches say about you as being a positive strength, and then you talk to some of the guys in the locker room and they love it about you, is that you coach the best team, the best players on the team, the hardest. So guys like Jamar Chase and Derek Stingley who are out there today, year two going into another season, take me into that mindset. How do you coach those guys tough?
Yes, and they understand my standard of expectation of them is very high. And if they don't meet it, I'll let them know immediately. And in front of the team, not in an embarrassing way. Mm-hmm. If they do something incorrect, I will not let it slide. And, you know, I learned that from Jimmy Johnson. Coach your best players the hardest, and the rest of the team will respect you. You know, some guys choose not to coach their best players the hardest and let them slide a little bit, and I think it hurts your team.
Well, and so with that, where I wanted to go is Tyler Shelvin in that crew now? Like, does he start getting treated that way? Because it seems like he's set up to have a massive season this year.
Yeah, Big T heard Coach early in the morning on Monday. I promise you.
Coach Ed Orgeron checking in from LSU Football. Football school today, then back at the fourth quarter tomorrow, right, Coach?
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. Y'all come see us, and thank you for all the positive things that y'all do for LSU. Go Tigers.
Yes, sir. There he is, Coach O checking in from the football facility this morning.